Come on in, it's meeting time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show for you today. My name is Errol Crockett. I'm the community director with Booked and Unbothered. Okay, we're a group of beauty professionals, hairstylists, and distributors who are dedicated to the study of advanced marketing systems that create new income streams. I'm a 30-year veteran in the business. I helped develop three major beauty lines, Dudley Products, the Jane Carter Solution, and New Options Hair Care brand. Okay. And over the next hour, you're going to discover how to sell beauty products nationwide without needing a physical chair, a specific territory, or relying on big beauty brands. You'll learn the exact strategies that allowed me to reach clients and grow sales without being limited by territory or inventory. Okay. By the end of this webinar, you'll have actionable steps to start selling your beauty products or services nationwide with minimal overhead and maximum impact. Okay. Try to stay to the end because I've got some fantastic business bonuses that will support you on your journey. I promise you, I'll make it worth your while. Okay. I know that there are a lot of distractions out there. Okay. But these strategies can change your life. So I don't want you to miss any of it. So please try to give me your complete attention. All right. Now, I know that some of you are wondering why I'm qualified to teach this subject. So here's my story. First of all, I'm a second generation cosmetologist. My mother was a cosmetologist. I worked in Macy's at Seligman and Lax on the fifth floor in New York City on 7th Avenue for doing Zotos perms and cutting bobs. So I've been behind the chair. I know what it's like to be behind the chair. Okay. Secondly, I'm a beauty supply distributor for 30 years. Okay. I know what it's like to get out of my car every day and go down into a territory and call on salons every day. I know what that's like. Okay. And today I'm going to give you some information that will restore the advantages that both groups have lost in the last 2 decades. If you're a stylist, you have lost your product exclusivity and you do not know what it's like to work with product exclusivity. It was a huge advantage, but it's gone now. Okay. And if you're a beauty supply distributor, going from salon to salon isn't enough anymore. Okay. So I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine waking up every morning to orders already in your email. I want you to imagine a notification bell on your phone that sounded sporadically during the day, letting you know that someone paid for another order. What would it be like to only have to put 2 days a week in work at your salon? Or if you're a distributor like me, in the street, what would it be like to have someone order your products in the Netherlands or Belgium or London, and you only sold in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut? What would it be like? What would it be like to have someone selling product for you 24 hours a day? I want you to think about that. What would it be like while you concentrated on other areas of your life? Okay. Stylists lost a big advantage way back when, a couple decades ago, product exclusivity. Most of you don't know what it's like to live under, to make money like that. Okay. And you also lost your professional tools. Okay. And distributors have the same problems with territory. Okay, the problem that I had was that I couldn't control my distribution. Every time I worked to introduce a product to the marketplace, bigger retail interests, i.e., beauty supply stores and big box retailers, would step in and take over my distribution efforts without having to work for the demand. In other words, I created the demand and then they would come along and capitalize on that demand and I wouldn't get any part of my effort. It usually takes about a year to get clients on a particular product to sell them every day. Okay. And stylists have a similar problem. We know that manufacturers come to you and tell you that the products that they introduce you to you are products that they're going to sell to you alone. And after you introduce the product to the public, bigger retail interests, i.e., beauty supply stores and big box beauty chains, come along and take that distribution and you can't make a profit anymore from your retail sales or professional expertise. We know that that happens. Okay, so personally, I needed more control than that. So I turned at the time to private label. That was the answer at the time that I had for that problem. So I decided to create a private label brand. My logic was if I could create a private label brand, then no one would be able to subvert my distribution efforts. After all, it's hard work to get customers to use your particular brand. I was searching for a manufacturer to make product for me because I figured that if I could beat the game, if I had my own product. So the way that it happened is one day I was at a radio interview with a brother named Kerry Hines. I don't know if some of you have heard of him, Kerry Hines. It's a hair radio program. And during my interview, after my interview, I was in the hallway. I met a young lady named Cheryl Morrow. Now, I knew Willie Morrow. I didn't know that he had any kids, but I met Cheryl Morrow, and she was the first one that explained to me that they could make product for me, private label, ship me blank jars, and then I put my labels on them. So we created the New Options brand. Okay. And originally I sold it from door to door, just like I always did, from salon to salon, focus groups. Okay. And I had moderate success. And then a friend of mine, I think it was around 2004, introduced me to the concept called the website. I didn't have a website. How many of you have a website? Put website in the chat if you don't have a website. I always wanted to do that. Okay. So originally, I sold door to door, but she introduced me to the website. Okay. And when I started selling the website, I was not only selling locally, but I was also selling nationally. Okay. So it didn't take me long to figure out after I started getting orders online that I wanted to do more of that. So I went out and searched for a way to bring more traffic to my website. Okay. And that's when I found this young man named Russell Brunson. And Russell Brunson taught a concept, taught a sales concept that he talked about. He called them sales funnels. It's kind of a website, but it's more interactive. It's not just an electronic flyer. This website did things. Okay. He tried to convince me that I could make money giving stuff away, you know. And I was really skeptical, but I tried it and it worked out. Here's the way that the game goes. Okay, so first of all, he taught me how important it was to have an email list. If you don't have an email list, start to compile an email list right away. Okay. And then what he did was convince me that I should give away value. Now I understood value, okay, but I didn't understand where he was bringing me. So this is the way it worked. I gave away a full-size jar of probably the product I knew people wanted to try the most, which was a product I call the alkaline mineral softener. This was a product that retailed for $28 retail. I gave it away free as long as they paid the shipping, which was $8.95. Okay. And then came something that Russell taught is what he called the upsell. The upsell. Okay, so I started with a free product and $8.95 for the shipping, but then before the cart closed, I had a $37.95 offer. Okay. And you'll learn this concept. It's called something. If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a mouse, it's from an old children's book. You give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want some milk. Okay. So after I gave the product, then the $37 deal was for those people who may have had damaged hair or who may have had color treated hair because I didn't want them to put my product on their hair and mess up their hair when their hair was already damaged. So I wanted to fix the damage before they use my product. So I have a $37 upsell with a reconstructor in it and a moisturizer and a small shampoo so that they can fix damaged hair before they got started. Okay. Now I'm at $45, $46. Now I'm making some money. Okay. Now, before the cart closed down again, I had another upsell at $89.95. I learned all this in the class. Okay. $89.95. And the customers who needed more bulk would buy the 89.95 deal. So sometimes from a free sample, I'd end up with a ticket for $140. Now I'm selling product nationally. Okay, I didn't know what I was doing. What I did was that I just copied one of Russell's funnels. Okay, I copied and pasted this kid's sales funnel. Okay. And I did also get the .com secrets book that you see in the photo here. And that .com secrets book is actually free. I think you only have to pay the shipping, but it's an excellent marketing guide. It's got to be one of the best on the market. I highly recommend that you get this book. And I'll send this to you from our affiliate hub, and you'll be able to go ahead and get that book for free. Okay. And I also got another book called Expert Secrets, which taught you to act on your inner professional abilities and bring them to market and make money with your personal expertise. So I also got Expert Secrets, and you can also get that. I'll send you a link for that. So I'm on cloud nine. I'm selling more merchandise than I'd ever sold before. As a matter of fact, I had to shut the funnel down 3 times because I was producing more orders than I was getting more orders than I could muster production. Okay. So I had to shut it down 3 times. This funnel helped me to gather 4,000 emails, and I sold close to $300,000 in private label product in 1 year. Okay. So it looked like I had it all until my chemist passed away. Now, earlier I mentioned that my formulator was Dr. William Marr, world famous formulator. And also, I developed a great working relationship. Even I could probably call him a friend, you know. But Mr. Morrow passed, and I did not own the rights to the formula. I was a marketing arm, and so I had to shut down the new options line. However, I did keep the ability to build funnels and the knowledge of how the systems work so that I can use it in other areas. Okay. So that loss became the setup for the new mission because today, everything I'm doing, the system, this training, it's all coming back in the form of service to the very people who helped me to build my product line in the first place. What I learned through that experience wasn't just about selling products. It was about creating freedom, control, and opportunity, not just for me, but for the professionals who made it all possible. I discovered that I had more security because I finally owned the one thing that couldn't be destroyed so easily. And that's the knowledge of how to build a sales funnel. It gave me the freedom to sell anything I want without fear of loss, and it can do the same thing for you. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Some of you thinking, hey, Crockett, I'm not real tech smart. I'm not a techie. But I'm not either, honestly. And you can see, like I said, my first funnel, I literally copied. So if you can cut and paste, you can do that. When I first started selling online, I didn't know anything about programming or web design. I was a salesperson. That's all I knew how to do. But then I met Russell Brunson and he told me you don't need to be a tech person, just copy what works. And I found that to be true. So that's actually what I did. I literally copied one of his funnels, but I changed the words to fit my personal offer. And that's when everything clicked. The process worked. It worked spectacularly. I didn't need to know code. I didn't need to design a website from scratch. I just needed to trust the system and apply it to what I already knew, and that was selling. That's the point I want stylists and distributors to get. You already have what it takes. The funnel just takes what you do naturally, recommending products, educating clients, and building trust, and lets you do the same thing online automatically. Okay. I know what some of you thinking. You're saying, hey, look, Crockett, I'm not a social media king or queen. And I don't have a big following. Okay. But you don't have to have a big following. Okay. And most of you have more customers than I had. Okay. If you look closely, that new options logo sitting in the window is the window of a salon called New Beginnings. That wasn't a retail store. That was one of my loyal salon clients, a professional stylist who trusted me enough to carry my line in her shop. That's how I built my first $300,000 funnel. Not with followers, but with people who already believed in me. So when I say you don't need a big audience, that is what I mean. You already have everything you need sitting in your client chair or in your product route every day. Okay. And I know what some of you are thinking is, hey, look, I don't have enough time for this, Crockett. I have to do hair, I have to run my route. Look, this is going to it takes a little time to set this up, and I can help you set it up. But once you get this set up, it's going to give you more time, not less time. Okay. Most stylists think the reason they can't grow is because they don't have time. They're already behind the chair all day, and then you've got family, appointments, and everything else. I get it. That was me too. I didn't need more time. I needed a system. Once I set up my funnel, the same one Russell showed me, everything changed. While I was on my route, going from salon to salon, my emails were going out. While I was sleeping, my orders were coming in. And while I was spending time with my family, my business was still working for me. Okay. And so now it's your turn. Okay. When I figured this system out, I realized it wasn't just for me. It's for every stylist, every creator, every professional who's ever said, I just don't have time. I've done the hard part. I've tested it, I proved it, and it worked. And now it's your turn. I'm going to walk you through the same process that helped me to collect over 4,000 emails and generate over $300,000 in product sales without being a tech person or an influencer. This is where it all comes together so you can finally take control of your business and your time. I'm introducing Russell's 3-day online selling class. Okay. What I discovered through all of this became the foundation of what I now call the online selling class. This is the same training that taught me how to build from scratch after losing my entire product line. And it's the system that helped me to collect over 4,000 emails and generate more than $300,000 in private label sales. Inside this class, I'll show you step by step how to build a system that works for you, even when you're not working. You don't need to be a tech person. You don't need to have a big following. You just need a message, a product, and a funnel. And here's the thing, you don't have to figure this out alone. I'll walk you through everything just like I was guided when I first started. Okay. This class is my way of giving back to the same community that helped me to build product line in the first place. Stylists, entrepreneurs, and everyday people who want more freedom, more control, and more time. Okay. So I created a special deal for you to show you exactly what's inside the online selling class. Okay. And here's the plan. This is the plan that's going to help you to compete against the beauty supply stores and social media influencers. Okay. So at this point, you've seen exactly how this process works. You've seen how I built the system and how it changed everything for me. But a lot of people usually ask me right now, Errol, how can I do this for myself? Would it be okay if I just take a few minutes to show you how you can implement this exact same system inside your business step by step, the same way that I did? I'm not going to hold anything back. I'll walk you through everything you'll get, and you can decide for yourself if it's something that fits where you are right now. Is that fair enough? All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and dive in to what's included when you join the online selling class. Okay, first of all, this is the part where I like to pull everything together because I want you to see exactly how much value you're actually going to get. When you join the online selling class, you're not just getting one course, you're getting a complete system, the same system that helped me to rebuild after I lost my entire product line. Let me ask you a question. If all this did was help you to build an asset that sells while you do something else, would it be worth it? If all this did was gave you more freedom and peace of mind, would it be worth it? Okay, if all this did was teach you how to replace slow walk-in traffic with predictable online customers, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it if I could help you to earn money without needing a chair, a salon, or a physical location? Would it be worth it? Okay. And today, I want to also give you my booked and unbothered guarantee. What I'm really offering isn't just a class, it's confidence. The same confidence that helped me to rebuild after losing my product line. If you walk away without that, I haven't done my job and I'll fix it. Okay. And these are results that I'll never forget. Like I said, it helped me to bring in over 4,000 emails in less than a year. And I sold $300,000 in private label product in 1 year. Okay. Now here's what you're going to get in this class. First thing you're going to get is the online selling class. It's a 3-day class, so you have to be ready to put that time aside. Okay, but trust me, it will be well worth it. The value of that class is easily $500, a $497 value. Okay. You're also going to get the booked and unbothered community. This is the community of like minded professionals who are dedicated to studying these marketing processes that develop new income streams for them. Booked and unbothered. If you had to join Booked and Unbothered without doing the online selling class, the Booked and Unbothered community would be $5 a month. Okay. Also, you're going to get the 24-part private label series. Okay. We're going to chronicle the events and the processes that we went through in building a product line from scratch for those of you who want to enjoy private label. And we have some new resources for you that you can feel confident. And also, you're going to get the behind the scenes walkthrough video. You're going to get a private look at my own personal funnel, the behind the scenes, the automation, the email automations, and everything, so I can show you what this really looks out like. That's a value of at least $147. The total value of this package is over $1,000. Okay, but you're not going to pay $1,000 today. You're only going to pay $100 today. Okay, so for $100, you get the whole system. You get everything, and you get our guarantee that you will definitely succeed at building your funnel. Okay. Now you have two choices. You can do nothing and you can just keep on going like you've been going and you don't have a solution, or you can step forward and take this class and introduce something new, gather something new, some new information so that you can succeed. A new tool so that you can gain the advantage that you lost years ago. Okay. Now, what's going to happen next when you sign up? And I'm going to send you the link so that you can sign up in your email. So look for your email. You'll see the hub. You'll see the links. You can actually push the links on this webinar and go ahead to the page to sign up now. Okay. But when you sign up, what you're going to look for is, first of all, you're going to have instant access to the 3-day selling class. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is look in your email for your private link to the Booked and Unbothered community. Like I said, that's a free community. Okay. And you get all this for $100. Okay. So click that button now. Okay. And join the Booked and Unbothered community and go ahead and hop on this 3-day selling class. Okay. And if you need help, You can DM me, you can give me a call uh, anytime. All right. It's been fantastic talking with all of you today. Okay. And wherever you are, whether it's morning or night, uh, have a peaceful and restful time. Okay. Errol Crockett, Booked and Unbothered. Hope to see you in Booked and Unbothered after the class. Take care. Okay.